Brett Favre is getting slammed by the usual blue checkmark brigade members because he had the audacity to say that he thinks sports is better when there is not actually politics in the sport itself. And I saw the blue checkmark brigade is really upset about this, and a guy named Andrew Brandt, he tweeted, "Those who, quote, want politics out of sports don't really want that. They want, quote, politics they don't agree with out of sports." And I think that's fundamentally not true. I don't know a single conservative person out there who's been saying, you know what I want during the national anthem? I want someone to take a knee to protest gay marriage being legal, or abortion being legal, or to make sure that our Second Amendment rights are preserved, or to ensure that low taxes remain a priority for the Republican Party, and that we don't raise the corporate tax rate too high, or that we don't expand the Supreme Court, which I'm about to get to in a little bit. Conservatives are not arguing that athletes should have their political opinions. They're adopting what has long been the mantra of the vast majority of people in the United States, which is we don't care about athlete or actor political activism. We just don't, because our assumption is that most actors and most athletes don't actually have very much to say of any substantial intelligence, and their opinions aren't particularly unique or perceptive or impactful. And just think about this for a minute. I'm old enough to remember when everyone would basically roll their eyes whenever an actor or an actress won an Oscar and got up at the stage and started to make whatever political argument they wanted to make while they were accepting their award. Now, I mean, everybody, for most of my life, everybody would just kind of roll their eyes. They would do the same when a musician was in the middle of a concert and suddenly stopped playing music and decided to lecture everyone about his or her particular political beliefs. It wasn't that anybody disagreed with those individuals having the right to have a political opinion. It was just that the reason we were there was not to hear their opinion. We were there to be entertained. And so everything has gotten flipped on its head because of social media, because the sports media in general has become such a one-party state that what happens is every time an athlete says something political that is left-wing directed, they get wildly praised by the sports media. And anytime they say something that is not even political in nature, remember, Brett Favre didn't advocate for any political belief. He just said, hey, I think sports are more popular when it's a place where we can all come together, as opposed to a place where we need to know every single athlete's political opinion. You know what? He's right. Yet he's getting attacked, and what is being attacked for is not embracing politics. And what's going on here with people like this loony bin left-winger is people are arguing in favor of their politics using athletes as proxies. That's what's really going on with the sports media. And social media has exacerbated this trend. All these people in sports media who otherwise would never have any reason or ability to ever share their political opinions are now going far left-wing and praising athletes who do it. And some of you are going to say, well, you do it, Clay. I've always shared my opinions. That's my business. If my business were to appeal to 100% of people, then I would behave differently. If I were selling bottled water, I would behave differently than I am when I'm selling opinion. When you are selling your opinion and you talk about controversial issues, by the very nature of my opinion, people are going to disagree with me and choose to either pay attention to me or not pay attention to me as a result. I'm not really in sports media. I'm in the opinion business. And if you're strongly in this opinion business, then you're going to alienate some people with those opinions. That's natural. Now, if I were a beat writer for the Atlanta Braves, or if I were covering the Denver Broncos, my job wouldn't be to have any kind of opinion at all of a strong degree. My job would be to cover that team. And I think we've lost that distinction there But if you find it to be an interesting topic, and I do find it to be a fascinating one, I would encourage you to check out my latest book, Republicans Buy Sneakers Too, where I argue essentially for sports as a unifying as opposed to a dividing force in our country.